All right, so good morning, everybody. I want to say that for sure, but I want to explain this a little bit more clearly on, how I do a thorough vacuum job on black carpet, because black carpet shows dust and specks and things like that way too easy. Sorry, I'm at one of my guys' house detailing his car, so if somebody start talking to me, you know what's going on. So with black carpet, you see, I vacuumed this as much as I could. You probably can't even tell every little detail that's on there, but because I pretty much already did the job, but I know I got one more pass to go. But I vacuumed this as best as I could, just running the vacuum. So the difference between, using like a wet dry vac and like using a house vacuum, the reason why the house vacuum usually does better is because it has a brush roll on the end. It's not just the suction that does the job, because suction can only get you so far if you're not taking your time to get at the bottom of the carpet fibers. Suction will only do about 30% of the work. So you need some kind of agitation to be able to break up all the stuff that's in the carpet and stuck on the carpet. So usually what I do is I take some kind of brush. You don't have to have a drill brush. You can have a regular hand brush. In fact, I'm gonna go get a regular hand brush just to show you that it works that way as well. Regular hand brush. Let's see where all my hand brushes are. I got a hand brush down here. Prime example, I'm sure everybody's got one of these. Everybody. If you don't have one of these, you probably haven't been to Family Dollar in the last 10 years. So I vacuumed all of this out the best way that I could, just using suction. I did use a brush. It doesn't really look as bad as what it would look like if you just did one pass. So what you normally do, I'm sure you can see all of these little specks and stuff there. So what you do is you take the brush and you see all that trash moving, and you just brush all the stuff around. As you can see, like, I have like little specks of trash everywhere, and you can just brush all this stuff around. Look at all the crumbs popping around, and you just agitating it. And this is the way you can pull more and more and more dirt out of black carpet and save yourself the headache of believing that it needs to be cleaned, because sometimes all depend on how much dirt is in the carpet. It's only just dry particulate matter. It's not always stuff stuck to the carpet. Most of the time what's in the carpet is just dry matter. I learned this from being a carpet cleaner and listening to what the industry teach about carpet cleaning, and they always say make sure you vacuum before you clean the carpet, because 70% of all the soil that's in the floor is dry matter. It's not stuff that need to be wet and washed out. It's stuff that need to be pulled out before you wet the carpet and turn it all into mud. And then the carpet dries and it still looks just as dirty. So this is the reason why a lot of people have a lot of problems with big carpet cleaning companies, because they don't run the vacuum. They just come in, wet everything up, turn it into mud, and then they say, well, it still looks dirty. Well, that's because they didn't take the time to get 70% of the dirt out before they actually cleaned it. A lot of times I don't even really need to clean the carpet, especially in my own car, because I vacuum it all the time. There's cars I work on twice a month for like the last year and a half. Never ever had to clean the carpet except for getting rock salt out. Never had to clean the carpet because I work on it twice a month. I vacuum it thoroughly every single trip. Now if we look, now we have crumbs all over this black carpet after it just looked like it was clean, and that's when we just go and vacuum it again. Just in case you couldn't see it, now you can tell the difference. And I'm sure the camera's not doing it any justice, but there's still crumbs in this floor. Still, some that suction just couldn't pull out. Now, what works faster for me, what works extremely fast and extremely better, is just putting a brush at the end of a drill, using it on like medium speed. I have to be careful with the speed because on older, more worn out carpet, it all depend on how hard my brush is. It could actually pull out carpet fibers. But if any carpet fibers pull out, they were probably going to come out anyway. But like, you know, 98% of the time, this would never, ever happen. So you can see like little crumbs popping around as I do it. And that stuff that's still in the carpet, just making the carpet look dirtier than what it is. But all you have to do is vacuum it out, and you'll realize, like, I used to clean so much carpet before I learned this, and now it seems like I clean carpet so much less. So like, even though it saved my customers money, it saved me another job to do as well. So I don't have to look at the carpet and be like, you need hot water extraction. No, I just look at it and just be like, yeah, it just need to be vacuumed really good. And you might need it to be shampooed, but you might not necessarily need extraction. You just might need a good shampoo. You know, it's a difference. There is a big difference between a shampoo and an extraction. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Sometimes I do 2 passes. I might even do 3, all depend on if I know for a fact that a third is going to make a bigger difference. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and another thing with black, a lot of times if you just can't get it all out, like, just don't worry about it, because black is one of those very tempting colors. It would just make you want to keep going and going and going and going, because you just want to get it all out, or at least that's how I am. So after the third pass, if it's not all the way out, then that's when I'm like, okay, well, maybe you're gonna need extraction, because then extraction is gonna then rinse it all out. Like, you know, the water is gonna encapsulate the soil and rinse it all out. Or then I might just be like, well, you just need a shampoo, because a shampoo, what that's gonna do is gonna also loosen the stuff up a little bit better. And shampoo is basically like the dry foam stuff. That's my favorite method to clean carpet, is the dry foam. And then all of that would just come back up in the vacuum as well. So there we go.